Hey everybody, I'm in the middle of pollen and everything, but on today's episode we decided that we're gonna make a little impromptu visit to Bentonville Battlefield that's located in Johnston County, North Carolina. It's a really beautiful day. The wind is blowing, the pollen is going. We're gonna have a good time. So come on out and join the adventure with us. Let's learn a little bit of history. Let's just have a happy day. We're gonna walk around, tour everything, see all the sights. Most important thing is to get some good exercise in. So that's the goal, is to get some very good, much needed exercise in. So here is what I want you to go with today to make your day happy. As long as you're not in a casket, and one more day above dirt is a good day, things can change. You can make a change. You can make a monumental change. You can do whatever it is that you decide to change. If something's not working for you, then change it. So that is the goal. We are going to a North Carolina historic site today. I personally love historic sites, both, you know, in my home state, North Carolina, federal, other states. I like visiting all of these really awesome places. So we're just gonna insert some footage in here of our wonderful little impromptu trip that we made. It was free to go visit. We did pay for the tour guide. Kudos to Colby Lipscomb. You were awesome tour guide of the Harper House that was reformed to a Harper House hospital during the Civil War era, Civil War battle, all that stuff. You can read all about it on Bentonville Battlefield. You can see their posts on Facebook. Wonderful, wonderful place. Great historic site to go see, so I encourage you to go do that. So now, since the wind is getting up a little bit, let's insert some footage and let's take a little tour of the Harper House and all of the grounds, and I'll catch back with you in a little bit. Oh, and by the way, this music that we're putting in here is Civil War era kinda music in the background, so enjoy. Also enjoy an original instrumental piece by yours truly. So we'll catch back up with you in just a bit. Enjoy.
Whereas this is kind of just a smaller family farm. Most of their money is actually going to come from harvesting turpentine from the resin inside of the longleaf pine trees on their property. So after about 10 years of living in this house here, it's still a fairly new house. John and Amy are living here with 6 of their children, and 2 grandchildren have moved back in with them during the war because their stepson, their son-in-law, has gone off to fight with the Confederate Army. At that same time, the Confederate Army, the Union Army, is marching down this road right here, heading toward Goldsboro. This is the old Goldsboro Road. We've got an amputation kit up here on the table. Amputation was one of the most common forms of treatment during the Civil War because the types of lead bullets they were using would just shatter bones completely. And when that happened, there wasn't a whole lot the surgeons could do to save the soldier's life without just amputating the whole arm and cutting it right off. But if they did that, if they were to do a successful amputation, soldier had closer to about a 60 to 80% chance of survival. Would have been much lower if there wasn't that amputation available.
And they didn't have any anesthesia or whatever they used it for the pain or anything.
They did, actually, yeah.
Oh, they did?
They have chloroform in great amounts here, so they are all unconscious during surgery. Yeah, so they're not awake, they're not feeling it at all. They are totally unconscious. And that's a fairly new development. It was kind of discovered in the 1840s. So anything before the Civil War, yeah, they were wide awake during surgery, but that is not the case here. Yeah. They could do a full amputation in about 10 minutes or so. So these surgeons, for what they are and what they know, they're actually really good at doing these amputations. They know what they're doing. They've done thousands of these over and over and over and over and over again the past 4 years. These guys are the best of the best when it comes to medical practice in the 1860s. Now, once the battle was over, the Union Army headed on to Goldsboro. And they took all their wounded with them in wagons. But, like I said, they treated about 50 Confederates here. They're not going to bother carrying those 50 Confederates in wagons to Goldsboro. So they left them here.
Oh.
So then Amy did have to step up, John and Amy both, to take care of those Confederates the best they could. Until they were good enough to walk home.
Today we made our visit to Bentonville Battlefield, or Bentonville Battleground, where we just did a tour of the Harper House and some other houses that were out here, like the kitchen and some other little resting quarters here, and it was wonderful. Colby Lipscomb was our historical tour guide, and as you can see over there is the museum, the main office building there. We're getting ready to walk out towards the cemeteries and the battlefields here in just a little bit, and I wanted to show you guys this wagon right here. Isn't it just awesome? I love that wagon. It is so cool. Now, they just had a reenactment here this past weekend, but we missed it. I wish we hadn't missed it, because we do like coming out here. This is in Johnston County, North Carolina. It's Bentonville Battlefield. You can get to it just outside of Smithfield. It is free to tour, but the house tours and any other tours that you do cost, I think this tour for us costed like $5, so it's very affordable. So if you guys love history, and if history and understanding and knowing things makes you happy, then please come out and tour this. You will not be disappointed. Wonderful, wonderful people that work out here. Very knowledgeable.
Many years I held your hand, through thick and thin, troubled times we did stand. Together we will always be, even when you are not right beside of me. I have one request, will you tell God for me? If you get to heaven before I do, tell my mama I'm doing fine. Say hi to all our kin, yours and mine. I may get sad now and again, might try to hold back tears, remembering when. Tell God I thank Him for sending me to you. If you get to heaven before I do. I'm sure time will pass on through thick and thin, troubled times standing alone. Together we will always be, even when you are not right beside of me. I will see you again, my love. I know you are watching me from above. If you get to heaven before I do, tell my mama I'm doing fine. Say hi to all our kin, yours and mine. I may get sad now and again, might try to hold back tears, remembering when. Tell God I thank Him for sending me to you. If you get get to heaven before I do.
Well, I'm not here to debate anything with anybody. History is history. You really cannot change that. But what you can do is educate yourself, and you can learn from it. Now, when we went to visit Bentonville, we walked, I don't know, probably a couple of little miles. We walked around the walking trails. We looked over all of the property, met some great people, including our tour guide, who was pretty awesome as well. And we just took in all of the nature. And as you look over the battlefield itself, and you look over the monuments, and you look over all of the graves, and you just try to soak everything in of what it was like back during the Civil War era, and you think about what we go through today, we have it pretty easy. We have it very, very easy compared to what life was like back then. Now, I'm for sure they thought they were living the high life back then, but now with technology and different modes of transportation and different ways to operate on soldiers and people, has come a long, long way over, a couple hundred years. Just look at all of our lives throughout our lifetime, just throughout my lifetime alone, all the advances in technology and all the other advances in many other different areas of things. So I try to find happy things, and with going, to state sites that are battlefields, there's an overwhelming, looming sense of sadness that comes because I can't really put myself in a soldier's place. I've never been a soldier. I don't know. I've never been in the military. But I can only imagine what those heartfelt letters were like as those soldiers wrote, and they sent home their letters to their loved ones, family members, friends, just to let them know what it was like back then on the battlefield. And they have marvelous records of different types of letters and things that were sent, and all types of records from the Harper House hospital. I absolutely loved going through the Harper House and visiting and just going on the driving tour. The driving tour, I believe, was like 10 miles long. And the good thing about it is you could plug your Bluetooth onto your phone, you could scan the QR code, and you could just take the Bentonville Battlefield driving tour. It was wonderful to tour all of those spectacular things and to see that. But it was also very hard to just think about all of the sadness that occurred and things that happened. I don't even want to or like to imagine all of the hardships that they had to go through. But by visiting and learning and listening to all of the different many things that they had to tell you, the different tour guides, the different people that were there that know their history and that really take pride in preserving these things for future generations and educating so many other people, I found a lot of great joy and a lot of great happiness, not only in seeing and watching my son enjoy his trip, but to be able just to be around that particular era and time. And if we don't learn and we don't take the time to find happiness in things that were sad and things that, were not so great, then we're really missing out on all of the grateful things that we have in our lives today. We can be grateful, we can be happy. I'm very happy that I live in the time period that I live in, because I don't think that I would have survived very long if I was a soldier or if I was operating on a soldier. That would be terrifying, you know, for me. I don't think I would last very long in that time period, to be honest with you. And I'm very grateful and thankful that we have the technology, that we have dedicated people for these preservation historic sites that spend their lifetime writing these books, making this period music, preserving all of these lands and all of these places for us to be able to learn and to educate ourselves and enjoy, which is exactly what we did. We had a very lovely time. It was great. I enjoyed every minute of it. And one of the things that we can't do is, if you don't try to go and venture out and do things that you've never done before, maybe you think, I don't really like visiting historic sites. I don't like visiting preservated lands or houses or whatever. Then maybe you should get out and try it at least one time, because I enjoyed myself. My son enjoyed himself. He really liked it. My family, we all enjoyed it. Try something a little bit different outside of your comfort zone. So I try to tell my students and people that work here, you only need 3 C's. The choice to take a chance and make a change. If you don't try, you'll never know how it's going to turn out. You'll never ever know. You always doubt yourself. I'd rather try and do my best and go do something new and do something different. Who knows? You may enjoy it. I enjoyed myself. I really liked going and having a really nice walk with my family. Get out in nature. You learn some stuff. You see some things. And it gives you that time to reflect. I'd rather try and do my best at something new and be grateful for it than fail and have that regret that I just wasted on myself, doubting, with depression, and something I didn't do. So how many C's are you going to be willing to continue? Are you going to have the choice to take a chance and make a change? Or are you going to don't do, be depressed, and doubt yourself? That's up to you. So I want to make sure that you guys are living your best happy life. And you're doing things and you're getting out and about and venturing beyond your comfort zone. You never know what you're capable of. You never know what you will find enjoyment in. You know, I'm just bringing you along on this little travel happy journey with us. We had a marvelous day. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time to get out and about. And instead of staying in the house and being depressed and angry and upset, there's always something we can be thankful for. There's always something we can be happy about and something that we can be grateful for. Yesterday, I was happy that was a North Carolina historic site that's close by that we got to visit. So, do me a favor. Get out. Go do something new. Tell me about it. What did you do? Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next go round. And you guys have a great, great day.